Hey there, entertainer heads. Well, I haven't filmed any stuff this week. So Saturday I'm just going to Mishawaka, and then I'm coming back here, and I'm looking through my vinyl collection. Excellent. I got quite a formidable vinyl collection, and I'd like to show you a few of them. Yeah, I know it's not an exciting topic for a vlog this week, but I'd like to have something to show you for the vlog. Anyway, I got the Eagles' greatest hits, but unfortunately it doesn't have Hotel California on it. Who knows why? And then I have Van Halen's first album, Excellent. This is the album that they used for that one song by Tone Loc, Wild Thing. Dun, 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 dun. They used the riff from Jamie's Crying from this album for that song, believe it or not. And I also got Boston, their first album. This is where the song More Than a Feeling came off of. Excellent. And this is possibly my favorite Def Leppard album, Pyromania. I thought this album was pretty awesome. This was back when the drummer still had their left arm. Still has his left arm, see? See, that's his left arm. Before he lost it, right before the band came back and did Hysteria, which is probably the most expensive and most elaborate and biggest selling album. But this is Pyromania, the one before Hysteria. This is probably my personal favorite of Def Leppard. And I got Eric Clapton, Just One Night. And I have this old Star Trek story record. And Lionel Richie, Can't Slow Down. This is a song from what the song Hello came from. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I used to do that song in karaoke all the time. And I have Cheech and Chong's wedding album, even though it's probably not really a wedding album. And of course, the biggest selling album ever in the history of mankind, Michael Jackson, Thriller, Thriller Night. Big deal. This is Michael Jackson's Thriller. Oh yeah, and I also have this on compact disc too, but otherwise known as CD. So I'm not sure how many people not own a copy of a Thriller in some format or two. But I have the CD and the album of a Thriller. And I also got Music for Dancing. What is this? It's like something from the 50s I picked up from Goodwill. And the soundtrack to a really obscure comedy film from 1984, Electric Dreams. It has music by Giordi Moroder and Culture Club. And I think Phil Collins. No, Phil Collins not on this. But one of his songs was in the movie, but not on the soundtrack CD. I mean the album. And The Best of Bread. Let's hope it's not moldy bread. And I got the Raiders of the Lost Ark story record with dialogue and music from the film. And 25 polka greats. Don't ask me why. And I have Sesame Street Fever, which is probably my favorite Sesame Street record, which obviously is a parody of Saturday Night Fever, with Grover in the place of John Travolta, and Bert, Ernie, and Cookie Monster in place of the Bee Gees. It's just like the album cover on Saturday Night Fever, except this is Sesame Street Fever. Of course, this was before Elmo, thank goodness, I can't stand Elmo! But this is Sesame Street Fever. Oh yeah, I had a copy of this as a kid, and I bought another copy just less than 10 years ago. So I pretty much own this one. And I also got a digital copy of it on my iPod too. And this is probably my favorite record of all. Having Fun on the Stage with Elvis. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, even though Elvis doesn't really sing on this album, except for maybe whoa, 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 here and there. He just mainly tells stories and things like that. And the interesting fact about this album is the record store at Graceland doesn't even have copies of this album. Probably because they were ashamed of Elvis doing drugs and stuff like that, and getting all fat and worn out and washed up and things like that. And they didn't want to project that image of Elvis, because they always wanted to keep Elvis positive, because that's Graceland's selling point. well, the nature of the beast, I suppose. Well, anyway, this is mainly Elvis doing stage patterns and things like that, and talking about stuff. And this is where he performed on a map. And it's even billed as a talking album only. Well, duh. Anyway, moving on. I also got Billy Joel, an Innocent Man. This is the one where that one song, Uptown Girl, comes off of, and Keeping the Faces on here too. And more records over here. And I have Smothers Brothers. So these guys mainly did like folk music and comedy. They sort of mixed the two back in the 60s. And this is a Christian record by the name of Mary Had a Little Lamb. It can be done as a puppet show or something like that. And my church has done this as a puppet show. And Ringo Starr, Stop the Smell of Flowers. This is a pretty obscure one from Ringo. And this is an okay album, I guess. I think Drumming Is My Madness, probably my favorite song off of here. And Jim Nabors, if you can believe Jim Nabors did albums. And Ghostbusters. Yep, this is the actual soundtrack album of Ghostbusters, including that famous song by Ray Parker Jr. That's probably his only real song that he ever did that charted. But this is the Ghostbusters soundtrack. Not the new version with all the women Ghostbusters, but the original 1984 Ghostbusters. Excellent. And we have Doc Severinsen and the NBC Orchestra that used to be on the Tonight Show back in like the late 80s, during the 80s and 90s when Johnny Carson was on that show. Johnny Carson sure took a lot of vacation. Huh. Moving along. And Peter Frampton comes alive again. This is a live album. Well, once again, everybody knows he comes alive. Whoops, and this is... Wait, do I have two copies of this? Okay. Apparently I have two copies of Doc Severinsen and the NBC Orchestra. No, wait, this is Volume 2. Okay, this is Volume 2, and this is Volume 1 of the Tonight Show Band. Volume 1, Volume 2. Volume 1, Volume 2. But I digress. And I have 25 Immortal Masterpieces from the 50s. It looks like from the 50s. Really old record. And finally, Waltzes with Moms and Dad. I think I got this from the folk music gathering when they were giving out door prizes or something like that. I don't know how I got this record. And plus I got some other vinyls that are loose and don't have any album covers to it. South Pacific, which is probably my favorite musical. This is by it's a musical by Hammerstein and whatever other guy's name is. Rodgers and Hammerstein, that's it. And this is the soundtrack of the movie Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band. Except none of the Beatles were involved in the making of this soundtrack, believe it or not. But it's not the Beatles album, mind you. It's the movie soundtrack, and there are two records of it. And oh, what else? And I got rock and roll hits of the 70s. And that's pretty much my and that is pretty much my collection of LP records. I might even show you my single collection soon, but those are my LPs. So once again, Entertainerheads, I apologize for not having anything more interesting to show you other than my records. But free museum days are next week, so we can go into museums for free in this county, and I'm going to show you some of them. I plan to show you some of them. But in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe for more content, including Medical Mania, which I may or may not film tonight. But who knows? Because I'm rather lazy, and this weather is kind of not helping any. I mean, it's been raining all day, and cloudy and overcast and things like that. So anyway, just be waiting for more content and subscribe to my channel, please. And check out my Facebook page. You have the Facebook account. The links are down there. And don't forget, until next week, be entertained. And be looking out for new series and new stuff from Mr. Entertainer Productions soon, as soon as I get off my butt and do them. Bye.